Oh, I haven't turned on my lights yet. 1 second. There we go, much better. Hi guys, happy Vlogmas day 11. So a question that I often get asked by a lot of my friends is, how am I able to balance school, work, YouTube, my health, plus my podcast? Like, how do I balance all of that? So I thought I'd take you through a typical Monday day in my life. So yes, this is pre-filmed, but I thought I'd take you through a Monday day in my life to give you a little bit of an example of what my life is like. I don't have work on Mondays. Those are on other days of the week, but when I have work, I'm not really doing a lot of schoolwork or a lot of social media, YouTube, podcast work. So Mondays are like my get to work days, and kind of focusing on everything from YouTube, podcast, and schoolwork. So I thought I'd take you guys along. I've already shown you guys my morning routine in past videos, so I'll link that if you guys want to see that. So I won't be showing you guys like my whole morning routine in this video, but I will say the first thing I do to start my day that always sets my day off to the right, that always sets my day right, I guess you could say, is reading my Bible before I get the day started. So before I start everything, I want to make sure I have that designated time to just spend with God. So now that my day has begun and I've finished my morning routine and I'm dressed and ready to go, it is time to get started on the day. So usually on Monday mornings, so let me just say before I start doing this whole video, if there's one thing that you can take away from this video, is time management is what helps me with my busy schedule. I've always been a busy person, but time management and really learning how to use your time wisely has really helped me over the years. First thing on Monday mornings that I usually have to take care of is any response to emails, messages regarding podcasts. I like to send out the emails and respond to the emails first thing in the morning. That way we can get the communication started on anything that has to get addressed or anything like that. So for my podcast, I do interview different guests, and I interview them over Zoom. So I do have to do a lot of scheduling and planning and making sure everything lines up with my schedule and their schedule as well, and everything like that. Let's see if I can put you right here. I'm not sure. So I'm actually going to put you right here so you guys can see a little bit better, and hopefully that works. So today I actually have 2 interviews, and one is actually, so right now I'm just going to go ahead and respond to a couple emails real quick. Yourself. A merry little Christmas night. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. Oh, 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 oh. So I finished that, so I can check that off of my to-do list. I do like to keep a to-do list with me. That's kind of how I keep everything, I don't know, in one place so I understand what I'm doing. I usually write my to-do list on my calendar, but that to-do list is getting a little scattered and out of control. So last night I went ahead and put my to-do list on my iPad just so I can clearly see everything of what's going on. So usually when I am working on social media stuff, I do like to get as much of that done as I can, like first thing in the morning. That way, for the rest of the day, I'm focused on schoolwork. But also, I forgot to mention, on Mondays, I don't have a Zoom class. I don't have any classes. It's just a day for me to just get homework done. And sometimes I like to get homework done ahead of time too, because that also really helps out. If I can get my homework done early, then that's just like one less thing I have to worry about. The first interview I've scheduled for today is in about 25 minutes. So during that time, I'm just going to set up, get everything ready. I also like to go over the questions I'm going to ask. And then also finish any small miscellaneous, like uploading pictures to Instagram or social media, things like that. So this is like the time that I take care of that as well. And this is also the time, if I have time to do this and if it's quiet enough, I will try to get this done now, but this is when I do like the intros for any guests that I have. If it's not quiet enough, then usually I do that first thing in the morning, as in like right when I wake up, which is 5 a.m. So first thing in the morning, or very late at night when everything's quiet. So right now it's actually pretty quiet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this intro for this upcoming week's interview. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Blooming Roses podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Wilson. Okay, so 8 takes later of doing that intro, I finished it and I finished writing out the questions for this upcoming interview, which will happen in about 10 minutes, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, it's having a podcast is definitely a lot of prep work, and you know, writing out the questions and corresponding with people and scheduling and everything like that, and also thinking of new people to interview. There was one person who actually reached out and asked if he could be on the podcast. I'm like, yes. I'm like, I love what you're doing. I've seen what you're doing, and I'm like, let's do this. So yeah, it's fun, it's challenging, but I really enjoy it. Someone was asking me the other day, do I ever get nervous interviewing? Yeah, sometimes I do. Certain people, it depends who it is. Like sometimes I have like complete peace because I'm like, you know, I know you, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be fun. But sometimes if it's someone I've never talked to, or if it's like someone who's like pretty big, I get a little nervous. But I just have to put that aside and just do the interview. But once I start, I kind of find my groove and I enjoy it. So. Hi! How are you? Oh my gosh, I miss you so much. Alright, so I just finished the first interview, and it's really special, and I cannot wait for people to hear it. It will be going up in January, January 12th. But it's this is an interview I've been looking forward to the most of all the interviews I've done. This one by far. Okay, I don't know. Each episode I love because they're so unique, and I love them, and they're so special. But this one, very dear and near to my heart, and I love so much. So yeah, it goes up January 12th, so you guys will have to tune in for that. Yeah, I'm excited. So right now I'm just taking a quick snack before the next one. It actually starts in about 4 minutes, so just gonna give myself a little bit of energy for the next one. I usually don't schedule back-to-back interviews like this, but that's what I did. It's just how it happened to work out. My go-to snacks for a quick boost of energy are definitely Lara bars, but I love the apple pie and the cherry ones and the chocolate chip ones are my favorite. Okay, so I just finished the second interview that, oh my gosh, I don't know how that played. I just finished the second interview for today. I only had 2 interviews today. I don't know if I stated this at the beginning, but yes, this is one of my pre-filmed Vlogmas videos. But as I said before, I don't usually back-to-back do interviews just because it can be pretty exhausting, because not only am I like investing my time in that interview and like being present and focused and talking to that person and everything like that, you know, thinking of the questions and looking at my notes, or just, you know, sorry, my computer is exporting the recording. You know, it can be exhausting after an interview, but especially do back to back. But I can just say that, you know, this 2 interviews and the 2 people who I interviewed today, they know who they are. I don't like to share who my guests are ahead of time. I like to be surprised. But these 2 people have been so special in my life, especially the first one, really, really special. But the second one has just been so impactful in my life over the years. And I can't tell you like what a blessing it was to be able to talk to both of them. And it's seriously so special. And just the fact that I'm able to talk to some of these people who have inspired me or impacted my life, and people who I've looked up to, and the fact that I'm able to have this podcast and have the opportunity to talk to these people and, you know, get to know them more or ask the questions I've always wanted to know. It's just an incredible blessing, and I'm completely thankful that God has opened up this door for me. And you know, thank you to Devin from Unmistakably Star Wars for getting me into podcasts. Look what you've done. But you know, I'm really grateful for it. So now that I finished, I'm actually going to take a lunch break and eat some lunch, refuel, and then after that it's time to finish up like a few more tiny things I have to finish up for social media, and then get started on some homework. But yeah, usually if I'm not working on podcasts in the morning, I don't think I'll be able to get to editing different YouTube videos today or anything like that, because I don't have time for that. But if I'm not doing podcast work in the morning, I'm doing YouTube work. So this is kind of like with a full-blown like productive work at home with my social media part. This is what it kind of looks like. So yeah, but as I said, yes, this is a pre-filmed video. It's just because I knew by the time I'd be filming Vlogmas, I wouldn't have a productive work day like this with like the podcast, because right now I'm filming this in November. I know, but I know that right now in November, like this is when I'm having to get some episodes ready for the new year, and I knew in December it'd be really hard with the holidays, so I'm just trying to get these interviews done now. So yes, I know I pre-filmed this, but I wanted to share this with you guys. So obviously I'm back to sitting in my bed. Oh my gosh, I did not want to sit still. Sometimes it's hard to sit still and edit. As much fun as it is to like film and all that, filming and doing interviews are probably about like 20% of uploading social media content or anything like that, and 80% of it is sitting in front of a computer and editing. And sometimes sitting still and editing, I just do not want to do, especially like if it's just for a podcast episode, because like with a video, there's all these things that I can just like put together and make it like this beautiful video. But when it's just audio, you have nothing really to look at except all these different lines going up and down, and it gets a little difficult to sit still. But I finally finished editing the episode. It is done. It has been a long productive day of A, filming a video, B, interviewing 2 guests, C, getting a big chunk of homework done, and lastly, editing a podcast episode. And also like the little small bits and pieces of uploading things into my Instagram story and such. But yeah, that's, YouTube and podcasting, it's very much like a full-time job. It really is. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes that people don't realize, but I absolutely love doing what I do. And I look forward to the day when this is actually my full-time job and solely doing this. But until then, I have this. I have my own little job that I do elsewhere. And then I'm in college and learning a bunch. So now I'm very appreciative of all the opportunities I have right now. And it's a very exciting time. And I'm very blessed to be able to do what I'm able to do and create the videos I create and interview the different guests I interview. And it's just, God's just been opening up so many doors, and I'm just incredibly thankful for it. So anyways, now that my work day is officially done, I'm going to go ahead and finish my night routine and probably watch like a fun YouTube video and then read a book and then go to bed and call it a day. But thank you so much for coming along with me throughout this productive day in my life. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another vlog of Vlogmas.